Right, very good morning, everybody. So, title is Innovation and the Future. So, this video, this live, backs up the video I did this morning and why it's important. Because innovation can't be stopped. Innovation can come in many different forms, and I have an appointment, so not going to be live too long this morning. But who have we got here? We've got Kevin. Good morning. Yeah, in the video this morning, there was an American talking about the core, which was to do with the video. And the core is innovation. It's stretching the boundaries, new boundaries, where we're using tools that we have never used before, like artificial intelligence. And I've spoken to lots and lots of people about this. Some of those people are scared. Truly, they are. They're scared because they believe wrongly it's going to pinch their job instead of working side by side in your job role. And one of the things which I mentioned in the videos this morning was this: social media here in the UK. Now, I know Kevin is American in chat, but what the UK wants, what the Financial Conduct Authority wants, what the Bank of England wants, and the Labour Party, who are currently in power, is more jobs for the United Kingdom. And that's kind of what is part of everything I'm trying to do. And yes, my body is broken in several different ways. That is true. But does it stop here? No. Why? Because what I'm trying to do is important. And that's why I've done these videos, shared the videos this morning, and this one will have to wait until I come back to share. But it's the same message. You know, there's all right being on the good side, yeah, but I want more than that. And I feel I feel sorry for all of those people who live across the pond in the United States of America because, you know, there's a person in power in America who has one rule: it's him or nothing. So, yeah. But here in the United Kingdom, I want to be in the right pool of people because there's a lot going on. There's a much more advanced things happening because I'm pushing for that. So who have we got in chat? We've got Heme returns. Don't worry about the people in the USA when you own life is in shambles. Well, do you want to know something? I'm going to say it to you straight to Heme returns. Life in shambles. No, that's incorrect. And why it's incorrect. And one thing I'm going to say also is this: to him returns. Yeah. There was something that happened through 1 second when I wet the whistle. So as I was developing, I was developing and using coinbook.fun. And I switched from there to somewhere else. Now, I haven't heard from Discord, but I will be checking that when I come back to remove comments from Radium. You switched to Radium. Why did you switch? Because I want to have more input, and there's a whole host of different places I could have put stuff, but you were made whole again. In other words, what you invested, you got back. So that should prove beyond any shadow of a doubt that there would be no rug pull. Well, I don't actually check every day. I'm doing other things, including something which will be the number one. And I have to go and speak to people about that to make sure that it's all done correctly. It has guardrails included in it. Same thing with my platforms. They have guardrails in place. Why? Because they are needed. And this is why. Now, the hope is this. The video which I did earlier, that has a financial disclaimer in it. And I'll put another financial disclaimer into this video to stay within the boundaries. So yes. Now, this appointment I have this afternoon, I'm going to make, while I've done that appointment, another appointment, and that appointment is on innovation. So yes, we are moving forward and we can't stop. We can't stand still. The world doesn't stand still. So this is what I'm talking about. And there's going to be people who dislike. You can't basically help everybody, you know. But one thing I will say is that what I'm trying to achieve, I will. And that's the main point. It's achieving things, pushing things to see where you sit at the end of it, including this YouTube channel and more. So there's lots of things at the end of the day, not just one or two things, there's multiple. Now, to all of those who are in chat at the moment, there's 3 of yous, 4. There's always lots to come, but nothing ever comes. Excuse me, Heme returns. Let me just burst your bubble, okay? seekingyou.co.uk is online. www.geordienation.co.uk is online. Who built that? I did. So on top of that, there are the meme coins, and what else you putting? First live stream on Seeking You never happened. Boxes on streams never happened. Oh. Right. Geordie Notes. Geordie Notes is a different product. Get it right. If you're going to have an attack, get it right. If you don't get it right, then you're just blowing smoke. You know? Seeking You gifts never happened. Oh yeah, different products or the same product, both making. Oh, you're really having a dig, aren't you? You're such an expert. Yeah, you're such an expert. Well, let me just say this, right? The person Heme Returns was, I think they were called Tabitha before they were ejected from a YouTube channel chat. So, yeah, I am, yes. But what you've got to understand is this, Heme Returns. I share my videos everywhere. So when I'm talking about you, yeah, and the first live stream never happened, yeah, the boxes on stream for when I'm streaming never happened, yeah, Geordie Notes, etc. What you just put in chat, yeah, I'm one person trying to do the best he can. One person. You're an expert, yeah. You share your videos everywhere, but everywhere is zero people. Oh my. Oh my. So now you are spamming chat. So because you're spamming chat, we're going to do one big thing. And we're going to give you a timeout. There we go. You see, if you're going to spam things, you're going against protocols. And those protocols are set by YouTube. Okay? So you can sit on the naughty step, yeah, for half an hour. Because at the end of the day, you are one person. Yeah? The planet has 8 billion people. So I'm looking at the 8 billion people. I'm not looking at one person who has been made whole again, and one person who just wants to have a pop, and a pop. Good morning, Heavy Metal Footy. He had a point, though. Well, there's a point, yes, there is a point. But I counter that point with this. Who is helping? Who? Do you see anybody behind us? Huh? Do you see a team? No. And there is no I in team. It doesn't exist. So the fact that there has been no live stream from Seeking You, yes, that's a valid point. But I can only do so much work within a day. And what you also got to remember is this: the security aspects of social media is where people feel safe. That's already implemented. We have on Seeking You Sentinel, who has one job. Somebody goes to post something that's inappropriate, Sentinel picks it up and it's gone. Yeah. Keeping people safe. Second point, this was harder, much harder. That was the API keys from Facebook, TikTok, not TikTok, Facebook, Twitch, etc. And X, which I was going to say Twitter, but it's X. And you have to do things a set way, and I'll go back to this. When you're doing things by yourself and you're not following a guide list, things happen. Yeah. There's only 24 hours in a day. Yeah. And as you say, he has a point. Yes, that's true. But what you've got to look at is look beyond the point. What else you got? One person can work on one project, but you have multiple. Yes, true. Multiple projects from early January of 2025. And what I said was this, that some of the projects have halted, which is MMS, has halted because I ran out of credits. So I got in touch with the company and I'm going to get back in touch with them this week. Have you gone through all of the timeline and ask them questions? But I go back to only one person doing all of the work. And this afternoon, I will be looking, or this week, definitely, will be looking at jodynation.co.uk. I would have thought working on one at the time, yeah, it would be, yeah. The problem I had with Seeking You.co.uk was this: people wanting to destroy. Those people were putting stuff on there that shouldn't be on that platform. You know, multiple security. And part of the security from last year was learning about Postgres upgrade as well, which it was done eventually. Have they emailed you back to say they're looking into it? Not yet. But I'm going to chase it up and keep going because I paid the money to have the credits. And the reason why I said to them to look at the timeline was, if you look at what the timeline states from the beginning as you come through, it doesn't do fluid. It has errors where it's showing you parts of stands that's not meant to be there. Jeremy, you've run out of credits. I'm worried they're just going to tell you to buy more. Well, what I look at is this, Jeremy. Yeah. I said to them, look at the timeline. Yeah. And I said to them, when you watch as I'm developing and it goes through the timeline and things jump up, yeah, those things that jump up, I have turned around and said, that's still in the image that I'm looking at in the screen, which is in the main box, because I've got your chat down the side. Yeah. And I'm saying to them, look at the whole thing, because what we started with and what we have are two different things. Colin from Bath, have I been blocked? No. Problem with these AI companies is the customer service is AI based. I would very much doubt you'll get a human reply. Okay, but I'll still try and get a human reply. They have my landline, they have my mobile, so that a human being over in Singapore can actually ring up and speak to me. I made sure of that. Now, what I'm looking at is I've got an appointment shortly and I'm making a second appointment within that appointment, and that is for all of these business ideas. You see, these both, they need attention. Left knee needs attention, so do eyes. All needs attention. And that's the first appointment today. Have all of that sorted out. The second appointment, that is to do with seeking you, Jordination, etc., etc. Because both have to happen in a very short space of time. The first thing which Gemini was speaking about is in July. We're in February. I have to be ready for July. And then the second is in September of this year. So, and what I'm going to say to you all is this, yeah? If people come into chat like Heme Returns, who comes into chat and he's spamming all the time, then you're going to be sitting on the naughty stand, yeah? Because I've got to keep things clean for you all. So yes. Now, at 12 o'clock, this live finishes. I've got one question for you. Who is Newcastle United playing next? Because my head's swimming with ideas and trying to do things. So who are Newcastle United playing next? Anybody? Does anybody know? I will wait, see what happens. But the things which I'm looking at doing is this. Having this main project sorted in the next 2 weeks, and that will control everything else. So we're playing the second leg of the UEFA Champions League. What day is that on? Is that tomorrow or Wednesday, just so I know. Because I might ask my neighbour if I can go across his and watch. Tomorrow. Thank you. So, yeah. But we've got a big advantage. Obviously, 6 goals and they scored 1. So that's a big advantage. And then we have to find out whether we will be playing Chelsea or Barcelona. Morning, the Pete's. A bit of dead rubber game for you. A dead rubber game? Give our. Still got to put the ball in the back of the net at least a few times. You know what I mean? Now, one thing that was said, pretty important. Somebody, Chris at Evermore NUFC was on about Nick Wattermate the other day and saying, is Eddie playing him to the best of his ability? Got to give the kid a chance. You know, he's young. He's got fantastic dribbling skills. You know what I mean? So give him a chance to prove himself. And, you know, another thing which Newcastle United should do, change. Put 2 up front. Whether that 2 up front is Johan Wissa and Nick Wattermate, but you've got to make changes. Make sure it's spicy. Do you know what I'm saying? Have you ever thought about making video tutorials showing how to do these things you've learned? Yeah, can do. I can certainly do that, Pete. No problem. It just means that that they will be on the ThinkPad, or I might do them on a new one, which is a HP. But yeah, I can certainly do that. And what I'll do for you, the Pete, is this. I'll stick them into membership videos and cover each one. Yeah? That make you happy? You see, when I was creating all of these bits and pieces, I've got a curious mind. You know, I mean, like with the Udemy stuff, I didn't realize there's no form of communication, no email. It's all to do with the person's Facebook. And even that didn't even answer me back. So what I didn't realize with Udemy was there's a time limit. Education doesn't have a time limit. But what I'll do is videos where it's a tutorial. So you have my word on that. Now, we've got 9 people here. We got 1 like. I think the 1 like was from Kevin Hawthorne, an American. So can all of the British people please hit the like? And one thing I'm going to say, I will not stop. I'm just going to carry on. And the important part I'm going to leave you all with is this. Out of all of the Newcastle United content creators, I don't do stats. I don't do formations, etc. what's important to me is the ball in the back of the net and who put it there. And what I'm looking at doing is getting a subscription for Now TV so I can watch and do a watch along where turn the sound off and we speak about equal temper. You sound like Steve Bruce. Oh, wow. Need bacon sarnies in there. I don't do tactics. All I will say is this: Newcastle United has to improve. "11 games are left." And that's 11 games where we have to score and keep on scoring, hoping the backside, which is our back four, are rock solid. So that whether it's Nick Pope in goal or Aaron Ramsdale, we keep the ball out of the net. How's the bacon? Right. I thank you all for coming in, and we are going to be back 7 p.m. I'm going to try my hardest to do 11:30 and 7, but got to understand I've got a main goal which is in the computer at the moment, and I've got to find out a way to make it work, which means taking the laptop into the college hub and saying, can you help us? Yeah. So hope to see you all 7 p.m. this evening. So enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah.